And do you call upon those dread names that still linger somewhere in your mind?
Oh boy. Okay, so gets gets the read on it. Still standing right in front of the crawl. Not right at this moment,
Mm-hmm.
but would just look at Dakkra and once again shake head and start to go back upstairs and go
You can
back into
back up into the temple.
yeah.
All right. She watches you go. Whether you recognize it or not, she is taking stock of your condition, analyzing your progress. You are back
Okay.
in the temple once more.
All right. Goes back into the room. Close the door.
Mm-hmm.
And now calls upon these something. There's something there.
What
Attempt
is the name
to
you speak?
Oh boy, oh boy.
There's a compendium to select from.
Yes, there is. Trying to think what would make most sense. It doesn't know how it recognizes the name. And I feel like this process probably takes a while. Like it might be like another like a day of literally just like thinking about this, goes to sleep,
Mm-hmm.
wakes up, does the whole thing over again.
Mm-hmm.
Um
And
actually could
each,
well yeah, that's
uh,
fine. Go ahead.
I just want to lay out that until things change for you, I will want to know like every time that a day passes,
Mm-hmm.
but until things change for you, it's pretty much the same experience. The
Okay.
strangers taking care of your needs. You're allowed outside at night. You're not allowed outside during the day. The
Okay.
craw is underground at night and outside during the day. And she asks you simple questions in common. So just let me know how many days it takes because that is going to persist until you do something that changes. So
Okay,
this is
cool.
after a day's rest. You were going to say one of these
Yep.
names or okay, go
Yeah,
ahead.
after thinking on it for a day and weird connections that he's drawing, like touching the scale is like, how did they even get there? Um, this magic, these powers, and like would test a bunch of like spells and stuff and say like, you would have this the sense of like I can't just do these normally, like there's some kind of other force at play here, and eventually I think with the specific ties that he has in mind come across the name and would begin like it starts with an X, like, but would piece it together and eventually speak the name Zetheus.
Like a fang in your skull, like poison in your blood. The reaction is almost instantaneous. And you have an immediate sensation that you are not alone.
Hmm. I mean, doesn't really understand what that really all means at this point. So like look around for like physical like beings, but there doesn't seem to be anything. But like no, okay, this makes sense. I think there's some recognition of like remembering this and would have internal thoughts. I think all of Alex's internal thoughts would be like in void speech,
Mm-hmm.
probably right now, if that like can exist. But would just
Except
like
another painful shock. Again, like a bite in your brain. And oh, the common language. There it is. Where'd that
Oh,
come from?
I got it back. Hell yeah. And would dabble with, I think the words that he's heard, like the simple, questions from Dakkra, and just like think of some little words like name, like what is your name? And yeah, probably just like land on that and be like, okay, that's a valid question to ask to whatever this thing is, and that's also here. Would just repeat that question that he's heard Dakkra say, just internally, mentally say, what is your name?
You have spoken it.
I know you, but I do not.
Yes.
We are something binds us.
Yes.
In what way?
This power you wield is mine.
What are you?
Knowledge of all things.
I need knowledge.
Always has a price.
My name. What is the price?
Learn where you are. Then I shall give you what you seek.
Oh, I think Alex doesn't like actually respond to it, but will get up and leave the room into just this upper area, but now with the knowledge of common, and probably try to find the whatever person is trying to do the Heimlich. If they're around
Yep.
somewhere.
They are, well,
Oh, yeah,
bring your
they're
light.
here.
They
Yeah,
are
I
at
need
the
my light. I need my light.
it's night again since you've slept and you're kind of not on any particular cycle. So it's night, so they're all back in position.
Yeah.
The speaker is up at the front.
Okay. Are they doing something right now? These people?
They're just sitting
Oh, they're just
quietly
sitting. All right.
in front of
They ain't
this
doing
statue.
shit. All right. In common, Alex will say, directed generally at the one at the front, this place. What is it?
Roll an insight check, please. I should also point out that chat has bequeathed upon you 3 luck dice
Oh, hell
and
yeah.
a 1d8 inspiration die that you can spend on d20 on a d20 roll of your choice. Speak
Well,
of the
time for
devil.
some luck. Yeah. Oh,
Wow.
It's hard reading people. It's been so long.
It's true.
Who
It's
knows
true.
what is going on there? People are weird and strange and foreign.
This is Miric's place. Once he dwelt here.
That name, Miric. Who are they?
Miric is the one who showed us all the truth, who speaks with the empty voice, who sees through the illusion, the one who teaches, the one who taught.
What is the truth he taught?
That all things are empty. And that there is freedom from suffering.
I would say all things are empty and that there is freedom from suffering.
From suffering.
On that last line, I think there'd be like a visible reaction on Alex's face of like that's a concept that we've thought about recently, question mark. What does recently mean? But it's at least at least within the able to remember point. Just not. There is a freedom from suffering. It is to end things, is it not?
Wisdom, let us attend. And they all repeat that exact thing and bow their heads.
I think Alex doesn't really understand that response, but doesn't really question it. Instead, just goes back into the room. Closes his door. Thinks about this for a while. Mainly staying around the concept of there are multiple forces here, and has the thought that they all want something different. I think that thought resonates somehow somewhere. Doesn't really understand much past that, but we'll probably just like spend another day, a whole day, like, you know, just trying these concepts and trying to think more about this. Basically, what Theosh had taught or, you know, bestowed upon that ideology. Think about it more in the context of like things outside of the void, because I feel like at a certain point it was even like hard to comprehend like what all that meant, because there's nothing to like compare it to. It's like like that already existed, and you just got so like, I guess, comfortable in that, like, oh, this must be just how things are. But now it's like making more sense. And probably pretty soon after he wakes up the next day, let's speak the name Zethius.
You're immediately aware that you are not alone.
Okay.
But you see no one else in the room with you.
That concept still strange, but at least recognizes it this time and is aware of it. Let's say this place is a place of Myrick.
Where?
I do not know.
That is the price. Where?
All right. Doesn't respond to that, but yeah, okay. New day. Would go out, get food and water or whatnot from the people, and after getting food and water, I think would ask more questions in Coleman to
They
the
are
same
attentive,
person.
and anytime that they see you or are aware that you're awake, they immediately tend to your needs. And now that you can talk, they're a little bit more flexible in terms, like, still not in terms of letting you go outside during the day,
Yeah.
but requests and such.
First we'll, I guess, just say, what is your name?
I am empty.
What's my name?
That has not been shared with us.
This is the place of Myrick. But where is this place?
Far to the north, in the mountains of Orn.
I think there'd be some strange recognition of the name Orn, but I guess would ask, what is Orn?
Orn was the name bequeathed upon Myrick by the false gods. Before he saw the truth and pierced the illusion. Then he was Myrick.
What illusion?
The cycle.
The thing that must end?
Yes. The wheel of suffering.
Myrick broke this illusion.
Myrick saw through it. He has not broken it. He is no more. There is no Myrick.
Gone.
Yes.
Empty.
More than empty. Gone.
All right, Alex takes this info, goes back to the room. There's at certain points where it's like a lot to process. It's like it's so weird. It just like walks, like turns and walks away. It's just like no,
Sure.
nothing. No like acknowledging it. Just at some point, just turns and walks away. It's probably a little awkward to them, but whatever. And yep, this is a game of telephone. We're going back to Zethius.
So you're going to share that information with Zethius?
Yeah. Say Zethius, feel the presence there. Say, north mountains of Orn. Orn is Myrick. That is where this place is.
Renan.
Oh boy. Okay. My name.
Yes.
Renan. Knowledge. The price. The cycle. How does it end? What is the price?
Learn that for me, and I will share with you knowledge of all things.
All things.
You speak of things that are not. My knowledge is of things that are. This I can exchange with you. Learn how the cycle ends. I will share secrets.
Secrets. I will learn. And probably spends a lot of time after that thinking about the name Renan. And I guess that tracks. That was a name that has been
That name is
before.
your name.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's not your name, it's your name.
Yeah, that's the one we made all the way back in the day.
I was gonna say he should know. He gave it to you. It's a joint effort, but
that it was. That tracks. All right, walk downstairs. Assume we'll get the same question.
Are you going to go? Yes.
To Dakkra.
Oh, sorry, I didn't bring your light with you.
There
you go.
See. All right. My light. Just like, my name is Renan.
Who did this to you?
Did what?
You have gone where only one other has returned. Who did this to you?
Myself.
Why?
To survive.
What?
There's hesitation as those responses, even though it doesn't necessarily know like why they ring true, they did. But for this one, nothing like that comes as easily. And would just say, I don't know.
Survival only perpetuates suffering. You chose to survive.
I did.
One other chose to survive. Now there are two.
Who was the other?
You know him. He has spoken to you. In the place where others go but do not return.
Would Renan know the name Seosh?
Yes.
Guess would speak in Seosh.
Yes. Seosh survived. Now both of you will help to stop the wheel. Seosh survived so much longer than you did. Because there was nobody to pull him out.
How did he get out?
The door was opened, and he passed through it.
Something opened the door. Was it him?
No.
What was it? Who was it?
A fool. I am the keeper of Merrick's temple, his lair, his hoard. Merrick is gone. My charge now is to be your keeper. I will see to it that you learn, that you become strong again, that you become wise. That is now my purpose.
Strong again. What do you mean? Again.
You have returned from where others cannot. You have changed in ways that we only contemplate. That change has weakened you. You have much to learn. You have strengths to recover. You have new strengths to learn. Seosh's power to cut through the lie. You must learn that as well.
Cuts through the lie. There are many lies.
Yes. But the empty voice silences them all. It is the one great truth. Already you speak with it. In time you will master it.
So I am like Merrick.
Not yet, but you will be. And as Orn shed his name, when that day comes, so too can you.
Why shed the name?
Because Mirek is gone, and we have need of him.
Hmm.
You will take his place.
I will take his place
Yes.
to pierce the lies, the illusions, to end the wheel.
Yes.
I understand.
Good.
If I am to grow stronger, learn things, what do I do? How do I do it?
You already are. You come to understand this place, the wheel of suffering in which we dwell. Piece by piece, you learn its workings. This will take some time. As you do, you will grow stronger. When your mind is ready, I will teach you what has been taught to me by Mirek. And when you are ready, you will join us.
I understand.
Good.
I think we'll just turn and leave.
All right.
Hmm.
Obviously, he still has a lot more to process.
Oh, yeah.
It's been at least 14,000 years, probably longer. So, can anyone really blame him?
But this is good. This is starting to, at least for Renan, Smile, make sense as these concepts that were learned in the void to now put some kind of action behind them. I think that's something else that if one of Alex's or Brennan's deep desires is to survive, there's always needs to be to do something about to survive or whatnot. And,
Now, you are welcome to invoke or call for specific scenes
Mhm.
You're also welcome to montage, because this is going to be a process.
Yep, definitely montaging a bit of it.
Mhm.
I would think at least for several weeks more, at least a start of just reacquainting with senses, getting all the, their growing
Mhm.
pains out of the way, but then coming to terms of like the urges and how the void has shaped him. Specifically, there's
Mhm.
something that like clicks in terms of observing Dakra's void. There's like void speech written on them, right?
Mhm.
Um, and would ask, eventually figure out and ask the people for writing utensil and thing to
Mhm.
write on. Um, and assuming they would provide it,
Absolutely.
um, just start copying down just void speech on
Mhm.
every page, just keep writing and writing, and there'd be hours that go by of writing, and then I suppose their book or whatever, a journal would be no more, and would ask for another
Mhm.
and another, and would just keep on doing it.
Somehow
And
they
then
they are getting more of them. They must have had a lot of them, and once they notice your voracious appetite for notebooks, which I think a lot of people can sympathize with, they're sourcing them from outside somewhere.
okay. Um, Eventually, it's almost like that was a giant itch now that's been scratched, writing all of this for
Mhm.
these hours and probably extend on for some days, but it would slow down. Would still do it, but it's almost becomes more methodical. Like
Mhm.
wake up, write in a page after every a couple hours, or like do it again. And he'd make a point of just like watching what the void writing does and exactly how it like erases things.
It's almost like it's
Um,
speeding up time in a way. Like
mhm.
it's unraveling it. Entropy kicks in and it just rots, withers, burns, decays.
And the course of actions comes first. I think what at some point, after it slows down and doing it more methodically, would have a scene and go to ask Dakkra, um, get on stairs at some point and say, the writing on you, how does it exist on you?
I have been marked since the beginning, since my beginning. I am a living testament to the empty voice. As we speak the words that tear the air and are not destroyed, so too does my flesh endure.
It makes you strong.
Yes,
I could not have them on myself.
yet.
Is there a way to write them so that they persist now, if not on me, on something?
She will squeeze deeper into the dungeon and come back lugging the top of a stone sarcophagus and set
Okay.
that down on the ground with a boom.
Okay.
And she has a chisel and a hammer.
Mm-hmm.
This will last longer.
No, not longer. Permanent.
There is a way. You must take the words and inscribe them within yourself as you write them to the page. There are bindings and reagents that can hold it at bay. We will work on this together.
Good. I wish to do so.
Great. I need you to roll a charisma saving throw, please.
Charisma save? Okay, we're good at that usually. Charisma save 18?
18. Okay. I think you succeeded.
If okay.
Yeah, you succeeded.
Cool.
Okay. So you essentially link the words you're writing to pieces of your own soul that you are erasing, but holding and this is, I know this is super metaphorical. You erase yourself in the exact same ways, but then within yourself bind it so that it cannot continue to destroy you or eat you. And by linking those inscriptions within your own essence with what you're inscribing on the paper, or whatever the surface is, it is preserved. But the more of this you do, the more of that you're gonna, hollow yourself out. Which, hey, there's plenty of room in there right now, so that may not be a big deal.
Yeah. Okay. Ooh, wild. Okay. I guess starting to work on that would it would in some weird way satisfy the urge of doing this more, being able to write and not have it erase things, but remain there. I think there's something just feels good about that. And so would do that more sparingly, at least for now. But definitely finds fascination in working on that with Dakkra.
Okay. As a side effect, I would like you to roll another charisma saving throw.
All right. Oh,
22.
22.
That is plenty. As you continue to understand the words of the void, your ability to speak them aloud and wield that power has also expanded. You had plenty of time to soak in this stuff. You have a new cantrip.
Ooh. Oh, I see.
The Crushing Curse. A word of void speech that can rend the mind. And if they fail their save, they are deafened, except they can still hear. Not only do they take psychic damage, they're deafened to everything except the void speech.
Oh. All right. Out here learning new magic. Void's pretty lit.
Just stealing all of Garnet's juice.
Yep. Unintentional, but way the road. All right.
All right. Again, everyone here seems to just be like letting you take things at pace. And they don't talk a lot. They don't bring things up to you unless you bring things up to them first.
Yeah.
And often when you go to speak with Dakkra, she greets you by saying, "What did you survive?"
Okay.
And she keeps greeting you with that, assuming that you don't have a satisfactory answer.
Yeah, definitely won't have a satisfactory answer for a while. I'll keep going
Mhm.
through that process for probably uh I don't know, another couple weeks.
And in that time, the dreams continue.
Ooh.
You are running away, leaving everyone else not just to die, but to be devoured, to be eaten, unraveled like a beautiful tapestry, harvested, cut, and hacked apart for raw materials that will be made into something wretched and cruel. You didn't try to stop it, you left. And you dream of the sound of an enormous door swinging open, one after the other, 7 of them, and roars that shake you to the very vibrations of your ephemeral being, and a shadow that spreads across the entire world, and fire and destruction. And then, even worse, you feel yourself being spun into something new, not of your own choice. And this part does feel familiar. It's like the opposite of what happened to you when you started existing again. You went from absolutely nothing to flesh and blood, to senses, physicality. But in these dreams, you go from absolutely everything and anything into one thing: flesh and blood, merely flesh and blood. And another memory echoes within you, something that's not the dream, something from somewhere else, that feeling of infinite potential and power to do and create whatever you want, and how that was taken from you. And the dreams are going to continue, but I want to give you a chance to enter,
Yeah.
do some stuff if you want to.
Uh yeah. The dreams are strange. I mean, more so now processing the fact that, oh yeah, these are dreams and not
Mhm.
actually things that we are experiencing. Still don't really make any sense, I don't think. Maybe a little bit though. I think after a certain point, some of these feelings, some of these like connections are like he would know that they're from something that he knows.
Mhm.
Just isn't quite able to make that distinction of like, oh yes, we can put the puzzle pieces together. Now that just knows that there is a puzzle here. These pieces do fit, just don't know in what way. They're like turned upside down, like I don't even see the picture of it. It's just like
Mhm.
but there's something there. Um hmm. I think would ask the craw. Hmm.
What did you survive?
Ah, fuck. Yeah, I'll go downstairs. Um, death.
Every time that you come to her without an answer, she doesn't say anything else to you until you ask her a question.
Didn't expect this to be a satisfactory answer and said anyway, and
Mhm.
then it's like, all right, moving on. Um, just take a moment, click thoughts, dreams, having them. There is a sort of the infinite power to shape, mold, create. What is this power? Does it exist?
Suffering. The power to create and perpetrate suffering. To take raw materials and shape from them minds that can suffer, that can experience doubt and fear and pain. That is the gift of the fool.
In these dreams, there is this power, but it feels like I am not myself. Something, someone else. Is this normal?
Who can say that dreams are normal? My dreams are filled with torment and horror. To teach me to become strong and ignore them.
Mm.
Such is the gift of Myrick.
A lesson they are then,
To me,
but not to all.
not to all.
What else can dreams be?
Dreams arise from the collective sentience of the Wheel of Pain. All things that feel and can experience suffering, their minds, memories, emotions, imaginings coalesce in the minds of others, drifting in unsteady currents and patterns. Dreams can mean nothing, or they can be a vessel of attack, or they can be an entity passing through your unconscious.
Many options, many potential, all suffering,
Yes,
all suffering.
without sentience, there is no suffering. Without suffering, there are no dreams.
Turn around, walk back upstairs. That's the end of that combo.
All right. Is there something else you want to interject with or work on before the next night of
Yeah.
cinema of Joe monologuing?
Yeah. There is this, Zethius fellow, of course, but there are
Mhm.
others, and thinking
Mhm.
about it a while, there is another that I think, somewhat close to. And so, I mean, the name that he thinks is true is going to be the Herald, and so would say that at some point and see if anything happens.
No, nothing happens because that's not a name.
Mm-hmm. He thinks it is, so he's confused. Like, surely that's it. But nothing happens. Um, actually, I wonder. I'll call him Zethius. Why not? Say Zethius. There is another like you, perhaps, does not respond to the name. However, the Herald.
He is not like me.
No. How different? What is the price?
What would the price be for that information? Let's see. You're getting taken for a ride right now.
Oh yeah. I've well, this is interesting.
Learn more void magic.
How much more?
More.
Alright. That was the end of that. And the only other specific thing would be if trying to go outside during the daytime, do they still prevent them from doing so, or?
They would caution you, and I would have to switch to the daytime version of this map, which won't have all the same pieces on them, but I can still show you. And this is Dungeons and Dragons. We can use our imaginations, yes?
True.
All right. Well then. The light. You merely adapted the dark.
Oh god, it's so bright, I'm burning.
It doesn't affect you in any negative way, aside from just the fact that you haven't gotten a lot of vitamin D recently, and
Hey,
your
actually.
eyes are horribly adjusted. But you're not a vampire. There's no supernatural effect causing you harm. They were literally holding you back just because of the sensory shock. So
I was hoping it's because I was a vampire. Unlucky.
sorry. You hooked up with the wrong cult for that one. There's other options out there.
We'll find them. We'll find them. All right. Yeah, it's weird and bright, but outside, and they caution me about would stand out here. Is it like uncomfortable?
Oh yeah, it's
here?
horrible at first, but with repeated, because you're montaging for bits and over time. If you try this multiple times, you'll get better at it.
Yeah. Assuming they let him out, and it's very weird the first time. I'd just stand outside for a few seconds, be like, "Oh, okay, going back in. Yep, you guys had a point." Wouldn't say any of that, but yeah, would then try to do it in small doses.
Well, as luck would have it, now that you've done that, they're going to unlock the other door in your room.
Oh my god, to the outside.
Yeah, which goes outside, but they've kept locked this entire time.
Cool.
And yeah, this place is like it's surrounded by rocks on all sides. Oh, they turned off the light because it's daytime.
I closed the door and it's all void now.
Welcome back.
Okay.
So your immediate surroundings, it's cold. Again, it's very cold. There's no snow, but it's clearly an alpine environment. The sun doesn't last that. Actually, no. Right now, the sun would last for a long time. Anacra doesn't really have an equatorial tilt. The seasons are all powered by magic and witchcraft. Anyways, the sun, you're very far north.
Yep.
And the sun sets accordingly. And you're surrounded by mountain on all sides. And there is a path that leads down the mountain. And from down here, you can't really see out to anything else.
Okay. All right, yeah, I think the coming days, nothing specific I would try to do, but practice more void writing and void magic stuff with Dakkra. Have a disappointing answer for, the question.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Roll a charisma saving throw for me.
uh-oh. 20.
Yep, that'll work. You, a strong force of will. Void corruption, as I've said many times on the show, is basically hollowing out your soul and your personality, which then tends to be replaced. You mostly end up hollow, but then if you go too far, it starts to be replaced with other things. But it's all about force of personality, so charisma saves matter there.
Yeah, which is like weird because at this point where Alex Renan is trying to like discover themselves again, there is no personality, but it's also like being written away anyway, perhaps. So it's like the potential is I guess going away of like the readaptation of a stronger personality, but succeeding the charisma saves mean that there is no void corruption, right?
Correct.
Okay. So I haven't accrued any, right? Yeah, I've succeeded in all
Not
my
yet.
charismas. Okay.
Not well. I mean, you maxed out when you were gone for 14,000 plus years. You went over your threshold, and what happens is every time you go over your threshold, you gain a new mutation or personality quirk.
Gotcha.
And you've picked up a couple of quirks, we'll say.
Oh yeah.
But I've added a section to your character sheet for tracking that. It shows both your current amount and your maximum. It's under your class resources.
I see. Cool.
You've gained a new first level spell.
Ooh.
Protection from the void.
Okay. Seems handy.
Because you're still not immune to it. Even though you were soaking in it for a very long time. Your body, it's good to be able to do this sort of thing. We'll just put it that way. Your physiology has probably been altered by using dawn magic to force yourself to survive what should be impossible to survive, but the full ramifications of that have yet to be discovered.
Oh god. Okay. All right. Resistance, necrotic, psychic, advantage. Okay. Advantage on saving throws against void spells. I feel like that might come in handy one day. Who knows?
Gee, I can't imagine the circumstances.
Haven't a clue. All right.
You dream of that same city from before, that impossible, beautiful place. All of the wild creativity, the freedom, the ability to reach out and touch things that you can normally only feel. But you're still, it's empty. It's quiet. You're alone here. And you are not what you once were. And this entire place is a place that you abandoned. And the reason it's empty and nobody is there is because you left them to die. And how dare he? How dare he forsake you in your time of need? How dare he forsake all hope? How dare he run when that was all that any of you had? After everything that you suffered and everything that you lost and fought through, armies that you slew, monsters impossible to imagine that you vanquished, the wastelands of corruption, that beautiful home that they twisted and spat back out into something horrible that you crossed just to get back to them, to her. And he left her there to die, or worse. Oh, well, that dream's gone. That was weird.
Oh man, okay. Wake up from that dream. And I think some words from Dakkra ring throughout Renan's mind of that some dreams, well, all of them are suffering. Probably thinks that there's some kind of other entity passing through the subconscious here. And isn't quite sure what to do with that information, but is landing on that for now. This will definitely like not work, but I think in working with, just spells and stuff in general, would realize all the spells that you already had. So try to do something with clairvoyance. Let me read. I'll just put it in chat. Let me read this out. This is within range, location familiar, place of seen or visit, obvious location.
Range is 1 mile.
Yeah, range is 1 mile. This would not work, of course, but would try to create a sensor to the place that he was dreaming. This city something, but would try to like think, is that a place that exists? And maybe he's not like fully aware of the like 1 mile range thing. Will probably eventually upon like it failing, but yeah, just tries it.
Yep, it doesn't work as you said.
To get a better sense of it would just to, say the spell would try to clairvoyance just outside of this temple, like outside of this room.
Okay, so outside of this room, but inside the temple grounds?
Outside of the temple, like, grounds.
Okay. Well, after a few experiments, you discover that you have to get pretty far from the temple grounds before you can see anything.
Okay.
Roll an Arcana check for me. 22. There is a weapons grade shroud covering this place.
Fair enough.
But as you get a little bit further out, you can see enormous soaring mountain ranges, and the very tops of them, not that far from where you are covered in snow. And it goes on for miles and miles and miles. And, you can only go out a mile and kind of peek around, right?
Yeah. All right, that's good though. These experiments would get acquainted with the area a little bit. Yeah.
You would say to the north, the mountains get sharply taller and are almost all entirely covered with snow, whereas No, I'm going to say that's slightly incorrect. You are the top of the mountain you're on has snow on it, but you are not all the way up at the top. You're in this like secluded valley on that mountain. So in all directions, it's probably just a little too warm. There's some snowy peaks and such, but it's probably a little too warm for it to be much. Which doesn't mean much to Renan at the moment, but there's that.
Okay. Oh yeah, we have augury actually, just two. Okay. I mean,
you burned that one figuring out if you wanted to talk to Zethius or not.
I just have the spell.
You do in fact have the spell. It only covers courses of action you take in the next 30 minutes, but yes.
Forgot we had that on Alex now Renan.
Again.
Again. I'll cook with that. Nothing yet. But would think that probably learning one more spell wasn't enough for Zethius, but we'll try another one. So just keep on the days passing, going through the motions, going outside a bit more, and try being exposed to the light. It's uncomfortable, but we'll surely need to venture out there at some point in the future. And practice Void.
Give me an Arcana check and give me a Charisma saving throw.
Alright. Arcana check. We'll use luck die for that.
Yeah, you got two
Two
free luck
remaining.
die left over. Now one.
One free luck die. Arcana 8.
You have
We'll
a D8
use
bonus
the.
that's going to expire at the end of today's session.
Yep, D8. Oh,
You got the
okay,
Dark
jeez.
One's own luck, right?
Yeah, sure. Ability check. Yep. Yep. We're using everything on this. We want to learn. All right, better. 18.
From an 8 to an 18. Much better.
And then charisma save. All right.
Yep.
With everything into that. 19.
Okay. The spells are getting higher, and so are the DCs, but they're not 19 high.
Okay.
How high are they? No, officer. It's hi. How are you? Okay. Yeah, I had the math correct. You have learned how to use the void speech to destroy specific sounds that in a way that creates almost a vacuum, a pocket that collapses destructively. You have gained the Destructive Resonance spell. It is a level 2 spell. A scathing
Ooh.
string of void speech that assaults the minds of those before you.
Okay. Big psychic damage. All right. We use void speech for murder. Not yet, though. Not yet. Not yet. Okay. All right. Check it back in with Zethius time.
Zethius totally remembers what you were asking for. The Dungeon Master may have lost it. What was the request?
What was the request? Oh, how different they are from the Heralds. Because it's like, oh yeah, Herald was the same as you, and they said different, and I said, how so? What is the price? Or how different? What is the price? Yeah.
I am one. They are many. I am from beyond. They are from within and beyond.
When I speak the name, they should hear. No?
You speak not the name.
A fake name, a lie, then.
A title. An office. A role he plays.
What is their name?
You know the answer, though it remains unspoken. How did Theosh survive? That is my price.
And from what I know from what Dakkra said earlier, a door had opened.
That is how he returned. How did he survive?
I forget. During the conversation, there would be nothing that really like suggested that, right? No. Just that he did survive. Okay. Understood. And hangs up on Zethius. I guess for fun, I'd speak the name Seosh, see if anything happens.
Nope.
Cool. Random
Ayosh is
seemed to
different.
confirm
Ayosh don't
that.
work like that.
Yeah. What else? Okay. We call Zethius back. What's up? It's your boy Renan back here again. Oh, fuck, what was the cross question again? The wording of it for me? One that I couldn't answer.
What did you survive?
What did I survive? Okay. We ask Zethius now that something happened that I had to survive. What was it? What is the price?
I have to do a quick assessment of what knowledge of all
Yeah.
things actually knows.
Yeah, fair.
Because, surprise, the infernal called the Serpent sometimes tells lies.
That's crazy. What the?
Oh, I know, right? Bizarre.
Liar.
Would he know about that? No, he wouldn't. He wasn't there. Yeah, he wasn't there. He wouldn't know about that. He wouldn't even be able to ask that. You get another D8 inspiration die that you can spend in the next 8 minutes.
Ooh, nice.
Who is Dakkra's we?
Who is Dakkra's we?
Hmm. He speaks of others.
Okay. Understood. Hmm. Mm-mm. All right. Head back down.
All right.
Dakra. Will I survive? Just kind of shakes his head. He's over it.
Mhm.
No good answer yet. Would ask, are there others like you? Not keepers of this place, perhaps, but like you?
Yes.
Why are they not keepers?
They have other purposes. Merrick's was to teach. Mine is to keep. Theosh is the first of us. His purpose is to break the wheel. But there are others. One day, you will join us.
And this is what your task, your purpose always was.
No, my purpose has always been to keep Merrick's temple. But Merrick is gone.
Yeah. Are there others with other purposes?
Yes.
Do they involve me at all? If
They
I am
will.
to become Mir?
They will. When you are Merrick, you will be third among them. Above me, above all others. But Seosh And the hidden one.
The hidden one. A title? A name?
A title. Hidden from all of us. Save Seosh.
So you do not know what they do.
She shakes her head. They fulfill Seosh's will. That is all I know.
Why do you think they must be hidden?
To thwart those who would uphold the lie.
For safety, in case
Yes.
the information got out.
Yes.
Understood. Walks back upstairs. Doesn't want to like really pry to be like really sus, but maybe that's enough. Maybe it's not.
It's
would
not.
give that
He
info.
says no.
Yeah, okay. Give that info. Like, no, not enough. All right. Noted. Work on that more. I think. Uh. Interesting. There. Fuck it. There's another name that comes to mind. Let's say Anachronous.
Roll 1d100, please.
All right. 78.
78. Nothing happens.
All right. Fair
You want to run
enough.
through Zul and Imago and Bealfagor while we're here?
Yeah, fuck it. Why not?
In what order?
Or you named them. What
Okay.
was the first one?
Uzul? No.
Uzul.
Imago? Oh,
Imago,
no.
what up?
Oh, no. Oh, dearie, dear. Okay. Hold on. It's all right. I prepared for this.
Monkum. What have I done? I'm just speaking some names. Surely nothing could happen.
Before you appears with a sort of shimmering, sheening sound. A being that almost looks like it's made of liquid silver, except it's solid, but it's elastic. It moves. How strange. Let's see if I can get you a picture.
Okay. I think
But
I
unlike
remember, but
Zethius, who's just sort of, here, this, we won't do that one. We'll do this one. It wears a cloak, black on the outside with a red interior, and you see your own face in its perfectly mirror smooth, polished reflection.
oh, that's weird.
Mm-hmm.
Look towards it. Study it.
Mirrors your actions exactly.
Mm-hmm. Oh, fuck. Okay. We just say,
Hello again. Hello again. Hello again. Hello again. Hello again.
what are you?
A master of reflection. I speak for the mirror keeper, who has heard you.
I know of this mirror keeper.
He knows of you. He knows of you. He knows of you. He knows of you. He knows of you.
We dealt with each other before, yes?
Yes. 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 Yes.
Is there still dealings to be done?
Always. 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 And that seems like the exact perfect note for us to end tonight's episode.
All right.
This has been fun. This has been
Oh,
fun.
fuck. Okay. Yeah. Everything's fine. Everything's normal.
Very, very normal episode. You want to do a
Normal.
short detention?
Yeah, I'm good for it.
All right. I'm going to warn everyone it's going to be scuffed because I totally didn't get set up in advance. But give me a couple of moments. And thank you, everybody, for joining us. Like, comment, subscribe, smash that bell, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Bye.
Mm-hmm.